Hi, I'm Andrea Lancaster, also known as Andrea Lancaster Earth Alchemy on Instagram and Facebook. And let me think, I'm on YouTube, just known as Andrea Lancaster with a couple of numbers after. Can never remember what they are. And I'm also on TikTok. Okay, so I do run workshops and I do a lot of spiritual mentoring and spiritual life coaching as well, worldwide. Um, yeah, and I also do readings, halls of mentee readings, and that deals with your blueprint and what you would be best tapping into energetically that you have learned over many lifetimes, bringing that kind of energy forward, that kind of thing. That yeah, I also I'm a Reiki master. I do a lot of healing, energy healing, attachment removals, things like that. I do sound baths, which are amazing for clearing and heightening the vibration and frequency as well. But anyway, back to why I came on. Today I've come on to talk about June's energy and what it brings, and I'm going to pull a few cards and see whether I can get any insights on maybe the way things are going politically, not that you might want to know, the way some other things are going, let's just get a look at that, but also generally how the energy is going to be for you. So, I've just channeled some information there, and we'll call it current energetic trends. I'm just looking at my writing. Looks like a spider crawled over the page actually, but never mind. So, what you may notice with some people is impulsive behaviour, or it may seem like impulsive behaviour, but actually it's something they've thought about on and off for a while, and it just happens to have come to the fore now, along with erratic behaviour and thought patterns. Some people might feel like they are having erratic thought patterns and switching between one thing and the next. It is because of the energy frequency now. We are moving into higher frequency bands of energy. It does knock your body about because it's not used to that. It's very used to 3D. It's not used to fourth density 5D and above. So it's trying to find a balance. So you might start getting a few headaches because of the energy, stomach upsets, joint aches, things like that are part of the energy. Where you might have been previously very logical and practical, you might suddenly feel you're not anymore and you're doubting your abilities. That's just the new energy patterns. Try to remember you still are practical. It's just that you are starting to embrace your non-logical side. So you're starting to embrace your intuitive side. And that's what happens when your vibration shifts a gear or two and starts to vibrate at a higher frequency. You may find that friends seem like they're walking around with their eyes shut and not seeing all of this, or they're very much tapped into the old world order, the powers that were. They might be believing in all these wars and that, that they're still very, and this is not being disrespectful either, 3D, as in that's the way they've chosen to be this time. So we shouldn't judge. It can be difficult, but we shouldn't, because that is what they've chosen. That is fine, but it doesn't mean you will stay around people like that. What you will do is move forward, because your energy isn't matching theirs anymore. So you don't have loads in common. You don't have the same kind of um, likes and dislikes. You don't want to do the same things anymore. You don't even think in the similar ways. So you will move towards people who do vibrate at your rate. they will carry on and meet other people who vibrate at their rate. So friends, relationships, job, people who you know, work colleagues, all change. There's a lot of change going on. Yes, is there a lot of upheaval in the world? Yes, there is. That's the way the powers that were like things. They like to put fear into the, you know, general populace. It's up to you whether you choose to take that on board or not, or choose to ignore it. Mother Earth, is she kicking off? Yes. Yes, she is. She's had enough of quite a lot of what's been done to her. Should we be more respectful and more understanding? Yes, we should. Are we being fed a lot of bull about certain things? You know, that they're saying we are causing, when China and other places and are allowed to spew out loads of carbon. Do people realise that you know, trees produce carbon? They take in carbon, produce oxygen. They are the things that filter. They are what works in the natural world. And you just have to do your research. You have to look at what resonates with you and what doesn't. And again, we're trying not to be judgy, but it can be really difficult. It can, of course it can. So what else did they say? Self-doubt will come to the surface for some who have not done the inner work. So if you haven't been going inside where all the answers are, and understanding of yourself, it's not out here. You won't find your answers exteriorly. It's inside. That's where you find your answers and you do your inner work. If you haven't been working on your shadow self and work, and that is lifelong, but it's not like you're eliminating it, because we do need a balance of light and dark, good and bad, etc. That's perfect balance. So some people may be starting to doubt themselves at times. Remember, just go inward, have a think. What's made you think this? Why are you reacting in this way? Is it the energetics? Is it the X-class solar flares that are coming in, that are, you know, pouring in this very fast vibrational energy, that are moving ascension at 1,000,000 miles an hour faster than we thought? Is it that? Or is it you allowing somebody else who no longer resonates to pull your energy down and make you doubt yourself? That's a whole different thing. You know, whether you're choosing to put boundaries in place, whether you're choosing to allow that to happen, maybe that's a lesson for you that you've chosen. Lots of things going on there. However, June is going to be a very, very fast, energetic month with a lot of progress. If you choose to make a lot of progress this month, there will be a lot of progress spiritually for you on your path. A lot of enlightened moments, a lot of aha moments. There's the potential of a lot of big opportunities in June, financial and work-wise, but also, you know, across the board. Love, happiness, joy, health. Because we are being forced to look at these things. Most certainly, if you're definitely wanting ascension and you are wanting to move firmly into fourth density and 5D, etc. Yes, we are. We do. We have to put the work in. That's why we're here. That's why we chose to be here at this time. So big opportunities may come out of the blue. You know, if you're someone who's been working really hard and plugging away, and you feel like nothing much has changed, or you feel like no matter what you do, the doors don't open and nobody seems to give you any recognition or for the hard work and effort you put in. And I mean, at work, yeah, you should expect that. Personally, well, you give yourself the own recognition. Nevertheless, doorways will open out of the blue. You'll be like, where's that opportunity come from? Wow, I thought that was never going to happen. I'd kind of like just put that to one side. Big opportunities are going to present themselves. So it might feel like you're juggling loads of balls in the air because these opportunities have come along, and you're like, oh well, I don't know, I feel like I need to take all of them on, because what if one, one's going to work out better than the other. So you might feel like you're juggling a lot of things in June because the energy is very fast. There's lots of opportunities. If you see, choose to have those opportunities, if you are open to receiving, they are going to come in lightning fast. Like, wow, okay, right. And that is the energy. So yes, impulsive behaviour and erratic behaviour from some, but also a lot of big opportunities. So watch out for that. If you have been plodding on and feeling like you're not getting any further forward, this is the month where those opportunities are coming in. And maybe you will have to juggle more than you would like until you know how to proceed with these opportunities and which ones are going to work out and which ones you can maybe say, well, yeah, that's not going to work for me anymore, so I'll put that one aside and take on this new one, or etc, etc. Or yeah, I'm gonna go with both. I'm gonna balance them both out, whichever is right for you. So that's very much June's. So there's a soft edge and there's a hard edge to it. There's that surprise in the middle. So yeah, that's what Spirit just said, but I'm going to pull some cards. So let's have a look and see how June is going to be. Okay. The suggestion, if you can be a bit more disciplined, that will help you through this month, rather than being in total chaos. So I need to remember that because I'm not the most disciplined person. So they're saying you're definitely going to be moving on. Got the Six of Wands. There's an energy of wanting to move on, and there's an energy of negotiation in the world where people are getting sick of the war machine and the fear machine, and people are having had enough of stuff being shoved in their faces and divide and conquer and everything. So there is going to be a need for the general populace to want to move on from that and be more kind and helpful to those who need it, and try and work things out, sort things out. And there's going to be more of a want to help people in the community who are, at rock bottom. So yeah, there's a lot of that, but there is also opportunities. Again, look for the opportunities. Well, I say that, but they're probably going to come in anyway. So there is an opportunity to upgrade, study, work out. There's those kind of things coming. You may feel like you're chained to your work, or that you really have to, look at the Devil card, bet the devil so you might be frightened of taking a new opportunity, but if you put the hard work and effort in, it will pay off, and you will be able to unchain yourself from the things you don't like, and maybe it's the jobs you don't want to do anymore, because these opportunities are coming in. There's definitely going to be improvements in relationships, certainly, definitely business relationships, working relationships, and opportunities to work with others, to form, not necessarily permanent business relationships, but temporary ones. So you won't be feeling as stuck. You're going to be feeling a lot happier, and there's probably going to be, making things official. Contracts being signed, legal documents and things like that over June, and opportunities for work and more study. So that is really good. There's that genuine movement towards not bettering yourself, just doing different things, or doing the things you want to do, or jumping on the opportunities that you've been waiting for. So now I'm going to look at, I must be crazy trying to look at the political thing. None of them are decent, none of them are any good. Yeah, Spirit have just said baffling, and it is baffling really the way they go on, but never mind. Let's have a look. There's going to be lots of arguments to and forth, backwards and forwards with politics, and lots of people saying things they may regret later and be held accountable to in politics. And there's lots of going to be dirt digging, so people finding out things to throw at others that they've done in the past. There's going to be a lot of that. Yeah. Very cutting, very mudslinging. That's how the political scene's looking. And trying to defend themselves when they're totally all removed from reality. None of them are actually, as I look at this, none of them are actually for the people. None of them are actually understanding what the vast majority of the UK citizens want and need at this moment. There's a definite disparity there of just cracking on with what they think or have been told that they will bring forward, and it's got nothing to do with the betterment of the UK citizens. It's definitely not. So yeah, one bird, two wings, all the same. But there is some positivity that will come out of it, because they will realise they can't bullshit anymore, because people will just stand up and say, stop talking shit, we know you're lying, and we're not putting up with it anymore. So there's a definite rise of the populace. There's definite this feeling of discontent, and that people are not going to put up with shit anymore and have, you know, offerings. Oh, here's a bit of an offering to keep you quiet. People aren't going to put up with that anymore. There is, I feel like, a People's Party coming forward in the near future, where there are genuinely people who want to help the, you know, the working class, the people who have nothing, the people who are working hard. Sorry, that's my computer. Working hard and having to go to food banks, and there's this People's Party, but I don't mean in a communist way, thankfully, because communism doesn't work. And the high-end elite powers that were stuffing their line their old pockets don't work. There's a point in the middle that works for the people, the general mass population of certainly the UK. So you are going to start to see that coming in. Will it be in time for this election? No, of course it won't. But people are getting sick now, and they're not going to keep this shut, and they're not going to just stand there and take it. Right, okay. There's definitely going to be reforms, Spirit said. There's definitely going to be reforms. There's going to be progress with someone's promising to do things they won't be able to achieve, and yet there are other things where they're promising to do things with the NHS, but it'll all have to be done not by the back door and through privatisation. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on about that, and the truth coming out about how they've political parties have wantonly and willingly allowed privatisation of the NHS in, and it started, can I just say, with Tony Blair, Labour, even though his dad was a Tory. Yeah, it started with him. He started privatisation of the NHS, and the Tories just came back in and started finishing what he'd started. So they're just as bad as each other. They're puppets, political puppets. Don't ever think it's anything different. There's far greater powers pulling their strings. Somehow there's going to be some money brought forward in this year for people. I don't know whether they're going to do it tax-wise, so people are better off or what, but there's something they're going to change so that there is more money in people's pockets instead of pretending there is. There's definitely going to be something where there is more money in people's pockets because they'll realise they can't keep conning people. So yeah, there is some good stuff on the horizon, but there's a long way to go. People need to wake up and understand the present political parties that you see are puppets and only care about lining the pockets of themselves and others and those powers that were. I won't say powers that, I say powers that were. And that structure needs dismantling, and that is what the chaos is about at the minute. It's the dismantling of the old ways so that the new ways can come in, where there is, yeah, there's going to be disquiet, of course there is, but it's going to be about the real people who are going to form communities where they support and help each other. And there's going to be less about the haves and have-nots. It's going to be more, well, yeah, let's make sure all of these people up to this point are good and fine and are fed and paid well and aren't missing, you know, gaps in their learning, and there's going to be a fairer learning system coming up where it caters for all types of abilities in children, which it should. It currently doesn't. So there is change coming. There is that, but it's just starting to happen. There's a lot more to come yet. I will ask for anything positive. I mean, I've given you some positives, but and I will be on next week with what's going on next week. But this is about June and the overall. So you're not going to be feeling as stuck, and you're going to be more determined than ever to move forward and put the effort in to bring more money in, to make yourselves more secure and get on doing what you want to do. So you are not going to be feeling as stuck in June. It's like movement, a shift in the dynamics where you're like, oh, I'm not stuck now. I know what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it, and you go for it. And more ability to bring more money in to rebalance your books, purse, wallet, bank account. So yeah, that's the way June is looking right now. We're all accountable and we all count, and when we put all our energy together we can make a difference. Never forget that. Okay, so I'll be on next week, Monday or Tuesday, with the report for the week ahead, but this one was about what's coming, June, which is first on Saturday, so not long. Take care everyone, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to share and subscribe. It helps others get to see this, and it may help them. Thank you.